All right, today we're going to dive into a really simple but honestly a pretty profound idea from an author named Sam Wishka. We're talking about how just a little bit of daily contact with nature can totally shift what's going on inside of us.
So let's start with a phrase that might just hit home for a lot of you. Artificial suffering. You know that feeling, right? It's that constant nagging pressure that doesn't come from any real immediate danger, but from the noise of modern life. The expectations, the deadlines, the social media buzz. It's the weight of things that, when you really stop and think about it, maybe don't matter as much as we think they do.
And that's exactly what we're going to unpack first. This idea of artificial suffering that's basically created by all the noise from the outside world. A noise that's always pulling us further and further away from who we really are.
Which, of course, leads to the big question. When you're surrounded by all this external noise and you're feeling that internal pressure build up, is there a way out? Is there actually a simple path to break that cycle?
And the answer, thankfully, is yes. The source material we're looking at today says there is a clear path away from all that chaos. It's described as a door inward, a pathway that leads you to the quiet space of your own inner world.
And here it is. This is the door. According to Sam Wishka, the key is unbelievably simple. Walking in nature opens the door to your inner world. That's it. It's not some complicated formula you have to learn or some expensive retreat you have to book. It's just walking, something any of us can do.
So, who's the person behind this idea? Sam Wishka. He's described simply as an author and a nature lover. And I think that's important, right? This isn't some dense scientific theory. It's a deep insight from someone who has clearly spent a lot of time just observing and feeling the connection between us and the natural world.
Okay, so we've got the key, get out and walk in nature. But how does that actually work? I mean, what's really happening? This is where the concept of surrender to nature comes into play, and it explains the whole process.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because surrender is broken down into two very clear steps. First, you surrender to nature's rhythm. Think about that. It means letting go of your own hurried, clock-driven pace and just syncing up with the pace of the world around you, the wind in the trees, the flow of a creek. And second, you surrender to its silence. And that doesn't mean a total lack of sound, but a lack of artificial noise. It's a silence that lets your own mind finally get quiet.
So, the key takeaway here is that this isn't about doing more. It's not another task for your to-do list. It's actually a process of letting go. Letting go of the need to control everything. Letting go of the mental chatter. Basically releasing that artificial suffering we talked about right at the beginning.
And what's on the other side of that? What happens when we actually manage to let go? Well, we arrive at the final destination of this little journey, discovering your best self. This is the real prize.
And this just lays it all out perfectly. It shows the two worlds we can live in. On one side, you've got the outer world, defined by that artificial suffering. But on the other side, through that door, is your inner world. And what's waiting for you there? The best in yourself. Your calm, your clarity, your true self.
This is really the heart of Sam Wishka's whole idea. When you commit to this process, you discover the best in yourself and let the artificial suffering of the outside world slowly slip away from you. I love that word, slowly. It's not a sudden shock to the system. It's a gentle, gradual release.
And in the end, this is what it's all about. The whole goal is to become free from the artificial and get closer to the authentic. It's about peeling back all those layers the outside world puts on you to find the real person underneath.
So, we'll finish with a question that's really just for you. The door is right there. It's always waiting. The path to get there is simple. So the only real question left is, when will you open it?